You are listening or watching the greatest show that God ever put on this earth. The reason why he created it, the internet. It is the Mike Sasson Show. We are broadcasting and recording live on Monday night, normally Sunday, but right now it's Monday because why the hell not? Or you're listening on the River's Edge on Tuesday morning. Thank you very much at www.riversedgepgh.com or on TuneIn Radio, where again, remember, you can listen on your smart speakers or whatever the hell those things are called, where you just say, hey, I want to listen to the River's Edge Pittsburgh on the Alexa or the Google thing or what all those things are. Whatever you want to do with life. I don't care. Just listen because it's great. Best local music, best talk. It's so good. It's gonna literally all other forms of entertainment are gonna end eventually, and it's just gonna be the River's Edge. That's it. Everyone else is gonna be like, we give up. We're just going to listen to the River's Edge. That's all we need. And guess who rakes in the big bucks? Mr. Godfather himself, Brian Crawford, Sarah, me, Alex will be living in mansions on top of golden hills. At least that's the plan. This week on the Mike Sasson Show, I'm going to be telling you about a very special show that I had this weekend in Bridgeville. Also, Alex made a big move today, and we'll talk about that. Also, if you're watching right now, she's back to being a mermaid, so it's all good there. Also, I had Alex watch Motorhead videos, so she's going to tell you what she thinks about Lemmy. I will answer my answer. Lemmy's God. Also, a football coach, very prominent football coach, gives a very odd reason why you shouldn't eat chicken. So you're going to have to stick around for that. Again, my name is Mike Sasson. I'm the host. And over there is the greatest producer in the history of Internet radio. First ballot Internet Radio Hall of Famer. If you ever want to visit the Internet Radio Hall of Fame, it is right outside of a Sunoco in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It is Alex Clemens. Alex, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing wonderfully, Mike.
Wow, you're coming through like
hotcakes.
Yeah, like hair hot. That's great. Now, one thing I think if you're watching us right now, which was a big move by you, as I mentioned before, if you're watching, Alex has the new hair. It's teal, which I think is a nice color, which I think is important because we're wearing the same shirt.
We are. We're twinsies today. I knew that as soon as I put that on, I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, because there's a good chance. I wear it because of the fact that it covers up stains. What was your rationale?
I'm living with very few clothes at the moment because, I packed all my stuff away, so I don't know where any of my clothes are.
Okay.
So this was something that I found.
There you go.
And now I'm wearing it.
It might be my old shirt because I at one point just was like, this is too sweaty, and then I threw it somewhere in Scarpazi's, and then you were like, wow, this is a cool black shirt for me to clean my car with, and then somehow
I ended up wearing it.
As I mentioned before, big move. You've been a resident of Mount Washington for the past, 4 years, 5 years?
5 years.
5 years, and now back to Baldwin Whitehall School District.
Back to the suburbs.
You're going to be starting mowing the lawn?
No.
You're going to be starting to go to PTA meetings, going to
I don't have a child.
I don't know. Maybe just show up just to hook up with DILFs. That's what you want.
Yeah.
Where else would DILFs be than at PTA meetings?
That's true, but I still don't think I want to sit through one of those.
The DILFs, the cool DILFs would be in the back going, this is bullshit.
They got their flasks back there?
Yeah, they're like, this is bullshit. And you're like, oh, you're so dangerous, and I understand you, and we hang out.
And then once they find out that I don't have a kid, they'd be what the fuck?
No, that would absolutely turn them on. That would be like, oh my God, I can actually talk to someone who isn't. You ever talk to a mom that's too into being a mom?
Yeah.
It really gets boring after a while. Because every Susie is doing ballet and little Jimmy is on a traveling baseball team. So I'm just completely I'm so busy. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. I'm one of the last parts of a generation in which, if I had baseball practice, the most I could have hoped for is my mom drops me off.
Yeah.
Like, none of this, like, she sits in the stands with, like, 4 Gatorades and cheers me on while I practice baseball. None of that happened. And I really don't think when I coach football, there would be consistently at least 5 sets of parents watching practice.
Yeah.
And I don't think my mom really understood where we practiced. And my dad definitely did. If you ask my dad to this day, where is my elementary school? I don't think he would know.
No.
He had no clue. He just knew that I showed up and I came back with C's. That's all he cared.
My dad drove us to elementary school because it was like pointless for us to take a bus. It was like not 2 feet away from our house, but it was in walking distance from our house, but there's no sidewalks around our house. And they were like, nah.
It was pointless to wait for a bus because of no sidewalks?
No, because it was so close.
Oh, okay.
We'd like get on the bus and be there, you know?
That is one thing that always weirded me out. I remember one time I was behind this bus that it peeled out of a school and then 10 feet from the school dropped a kid off.
Yeah.
And I felt that was like a misallocation of resources.
Yeah.
You should tell that kid to walk.
Plus my dad like worked from home, so he doesn't do anything.
He don't do anything.
Yeah.
That is one thing. You always hear like ex-NFL players. That's one of the things that they do all day. Like, what do you do all day? Like, well, I take my kid to school. And I'm like, tell your kid to take a bus. Do something else. But I mean, like, that's all he does. Like, he goes and he wakes up, he makes his kids breakfast, then he goes to school, then I go, play a round of golf, then I pick my kid up, and I'm just like, your life.
Sounds great.
It sounds amazing, except for the fact that you have CTE, so you don't remember it. There's a good chance that didn't actually happen. You were just sitting in your own drool in your bed, and people just told you what was going on.
Jeez, Mike.
Yeah.
Way to be real depressing there.
Well, sometimes it can be real depressing. Let's go to a more positive thing. So you're moving back to the suburbs, and you picked this week to go with the new hair color. Because at one point, if you follow you on Snapchat, you were blonde for a little while.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't we go with blonde?
Why? Because they had to. That's what you have to do. Like, they had to get the orange out of my hair and then bleach my roots.
Okay.
So I had to be blonde before I could go to another color.
Was there any part of you that wanted to stick with blonde?
I looked like a freak at first, and then I was like, I could maybe do this. I could maybe do it. But it's just so boring.
I hear you.
After a while, you're just like, I just look like any old bimbo on the street. You
Yeah,
know?
you don't want to look like any old bimbo. You want to look like an elite bimbo.
Yeah. And I walked downtown like for the first time the other day, and I walked a different way than I normally do.
Because you wanted to see what the reactions were of all the hot dudes.
No, one of those streets was closed off, so I had to walk a different way than I normally do, and it was like just person after person after person just like catcalling me in a different way. Like this one woman was like, "Oh, girl, your hair is sexy, and that body too. Are you into girls?" And I was like, that's what I did. I made that noise.
You made that noise.
Yeah.
How often do you get catcalled?
It depends.
On what?
Where I walk, honestly.
Like there are certain catcalling districts of the city of Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Where are the big catcalling districts?
So I walked, I don't know if you know, there is a McDonald's on Wood Street downtown. It's right across from the T station.
Uh-huh.
That's where I was walking.
Okay.
And there's always like a million people outside of that McDonald's, and like they're the people to say something to you. Or even right outside of my work, there is a Rite Aid and a bus stop. So there's always like a ton of people congregated around there, and that's another place.
So any place where people kind of hang out, you would say that there's
like
a decent...
Bus stops are a big one.
Okay, now let me ask you, what is a typical catcall of Alex?
Girl, you looking fine.
Okay.
I get that a lot.
All right. Now let me ask you a question. Is there any part... Now, I've talked to several women. It's one of those like double-edged swords. Because on one hand, you're like, you know what? I'm just trying to go through my day.
Yeah.
Respect me as a human being. But on the other hand, you're looking fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really mind it other than I don't really know what to say back to people. Like, usually I'm just like, thanks. And then I just feel stupid and like
go. I
go.
would sit there and
yeah,
say.
but I don't know. I always feel like, and then I feel like they wanted to talk to me more than that, and I like just kind of started walking faster.
But I think that's what you do. You just, if someone sits there and goes, "Hey, you look fine, thanks," and then you just keep walking.
I just give, hey.
I think that's the issue with the. I mean, you
wave.
have to tell me. There's a big issue, especially in like really bigger cities, I guess, like New York and LA, where people are like absolutely adamant against no catcalling. This is terrible, all that kind of good stuff. You don't seem to have an issue.
As long as you're not going to like, as long as you like say that and then it's done, you know what I mean? Then I don't really care. It doesn't really affect my life that much. But like, if someone were to like catcall me and then like start walking behind me,
has that happened?
Yeah, but like, I don't know, not in a way to where I was like very scared or anything like that. But that's where I kind of would be like, okay, like, you leave it at that and that's it. Like, you're not going to continue talking to me and you're not going to like start walking behind me or anything like that. I think that's
if you just leave it at the comment of, hey, you're fine.
Yeah, and then
move
go
on.
about your day.
What was the most creative cat call you ever had?
I think that was in New York when someone called me and my sister Tasties.
Tasties.
Yeah.
Look at them tasties.
No, it was more of like, oh, you girls are tasties. I don't know.
You don't even know.
But I liked the word tasties.
You like tasties?
I use it a lot now.
In reference to what?
To good-looking men.
Really?
Good-looking anything, I don't know.
Like
tasties.
you go with your sisters, be like, hey, I'm at the bar, I'm looking at two tasties. Mm-hmm. I hope to someday be a tasty. Yeah. Someday, some woman would be like, normally I get like just, hey, that guy could move a couch. That'd be my biggest thing. You could, I bet you know how to like, move furniture or, help me fix a flat tire or something like that.
It's definitely a good goal to have for anyone in their lives. For someone to call them a tasty.
Yep. I'm the SUV of dudes. I'm just like, someone would look at me and just be like, hey, you're useful for large projects.
Right.
That would be me.
See, I've noticed downtown at least, obviously with having bright colored hair, I kind of forgot about it because like my hair has been like very faded lately. And I kind of forgot that like, well, you cannot be invisible. I was like, typically I would just kind of walk real fast, not make eye contact with anyone. And then then people don't typically say things to me. But having bright hair, it's just impossible.
Have you ever gotten a cat call from someone that you looked and you're like, you know what? Thank you. That was a good cat call person. Like,
no.
It's always someone you're like, damn it, I don't want that person to give me a cat call.
Yeah, it is never like an attractive man that I would be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, never.
That's the point, men. If you're good looking, then you don't even need to.
You can do anything you want.
You can do anything you want. But I mean, like, if a good looking dude just like looks at you and goes, hey, great hair. Then you're like, oh, that was nice. And then you just text your sister, hey, found Mr. Right.
Yeah.
Set the date.
Yeah, see, I compliment people a lot, especially like when I'm at work. Like, I compliment guys a lot, and I hope that they appreciate it. Actually, one of my friends said that he asked a girl out because he went to a GNC. She complimented his watch, and it was like a really shitty watch. And so then he like called the store later and asked her out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would enjoy a compliment every once in a while.
I know. I give guys compliments all the time at work. I'm always like, those are really awesome shoes. And they're like, what? A compliment? I feel like guys don't get enough compliments.
No. I'm at 0 in 41 years.
Yeah.
So I'm at T minus.
I'm not starting.
I know you're not because you can't find anything positive. But like right now I'm at T minus 0, which speaks to this. All right, here's a thing. The great Dave Bracey from Drinking Partners, they're hosting, him and Ed Bailey are hosting the first black beer fest in Nova Place on the north side, which is going to be amazing. I've been to Nova Place. If you've ever, it's like all tech companies and PNC. It's really cool. There's actually a cool little restaurant there. I've eaten there when I used to work for PNC before I quit because it sucked. But cool place to go inside. And if you're sitting there going, you know what, I'd love to go, but I heard tickets are like $60, $70, Mike. I'm not John D. Rockefeller or Mr. Moneybags. Well, guess what? You follow the Mike Sasson Show. So guess what?
Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah, you could just message us and say, hey, I'd like to go to this shindig. And you know what? If we pick your thing, we'll
let you know.
We'll give Day the code, and you'll get a free pass into this thing. How great is that?
The code.
Yeah. Well, we'll give him, and then it's a code.
You just texted me. You said guacamole, and he's like,
I don't know what it is.
All right, I get it.
I don't know. Day didn't tell me. He doesn't trust me. Anyways, so here's what we'll do. Compliment me or Alex.
On my new hair.
on anything at Alex.
Or our matching T-shirts.
Our matching T-shirts, whatever. And whoever has the best, or if you've ever been catcalled, give your most creative catcall that you've ever gotten or given. I've never catcalled a woman. Maybe that I got to start doing that.
Maybe that says something about you.
That what?
That you might be a person that people would be okay with being catcalled by, and that's why you haven't done it.
I don't know. I'd be too quick. I'd just be like, hey, you, keep up the good work. That'd be it. I'd be like, hey, you're, woo.
See, the catcalls that I get are a little bit more personal. They're a lot closer. Like I'm walking very close to someone, and they're just kind of like very normal tone voice, like, damn, you're fine.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh. Okay.
There you go. Okay. You should just be, when it's like silent like that, you should be like, thanks.
I'm going to start like finger gunning people whenever
Finger guns would be cool.
Yes.
I would say finger gunning people.
Give them my like good open mouth wink.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, so make sure you tell Alex that she likes her hair or tell me that you like my hair. Who knows? I cut my hair, or somebody does. Anyway, so we'll be moving on. But thank you very much to Alex and to Day and everyone at Drinking Partners for that. So, and that's on August 11th. So we'll do this next week as well. And whoever gives us the best one, we'll give them the code and they get to go for free. It's like a $70 value. It's amazing. It's going to be incredible. Incredible moment. Speaking of incredible moments. So this past weekend, I had a very, very nice show. And a couple things I wanted to share about it. It was in Bridgeville at the Chartiers Room. Matt Wolfarth, who is now in San Diego, booked me for it. And it was for a very nice cause. If everyone remembers a couple weeks ago, it's now 7 weeks ago, there was the massive flooding throughout western Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So it especially hit the South Hills very, very bad. So, and actually, someone died in Upper St. Clair on that night.
Really?
Yeah, and you want to talk about like when you walk into a room and you're about to do comedy?
Yeah.
When I walked in, it's a gigantic room. There had to be at least between 250 and 300 people in the room. And I walk in and they have the firefighters who were like part of the rescue, and they talked about that there in Bridgeville, they had rescued something like 30-something people who were trapped in their homes or cars. And then they did a moment of silence for the woman that passed away during the flooding.
Oh, geez.
And yeah, I'm sitting there going, oh, gee, I hope this audience is,
still
up
receptive,
for laughing and all that kind of stuff. And so to my pleasure and my surprise, they actually were a very happy audience, very into it. Ron Renwick, who hosts Scarpazi's, was the host. He did a very good job. They actually had a local mailman do 10 minutes at the front.
That's so cute.
And then
wait.
What up?
Was he a comedian?
No, he said it was the second time he'd ever done stand-up comedy.
Oh my God, I would have cried just because of how cute that is.
Yes.
Was his name Jim?
Dave.
Damn.
Well, he's Jim for this story, but he did fine. And then another comic came up, and then the great Ray Zawatny did about a half hour. Did very, very well. Got very, very, very dirty. Because the crowd just kept craving it. And so you just got even, all that kind of stuff. And so then I got up there. I was supposed to do between 20 and 30 minutes. I get to around 25. Ron Renwick lights me. And I was giving the heads up to Ron to be like, hey, this I'm closing out. And so the way that's done is I go, hey, I'm going to end on this. And for the first time in my entire comedy career, the audience, when I said that, went, "Aww." And I go, "Oh, you want me to keep going?" And they started clapping. And I'm like, I'm getting asked to do an encore. So
Did you do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I did an extra 10 minutes. And
an extra 10?
An extra 10 minutes. Went up to 40 minutes. Well, I mean.
Damn.
Were you making fun of me?
No. I'm impressed.
So, yeah, I did a couple extra jokes. And now I did something that I'm trying to avoid, but it's just part of my nature. So I said the last joke. It went really, really well. And instead of kind of like lingering to the side or saying goodbye to anybody, because I had the money already in my pocket, I walked right out the door and walked into the parking lot to my car.
Whoa.
Like right from the
like
stage.
a real just superstar.
Yeah, I'm just like, and it
like,
wasn't.
I'm out. You drop the mic and you leave.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be like prima donna or anything like that. I kind of analyzed myself because one time I did it, and another comic sat there and goes, "Why is it that you run out of here like you just committed a crime?" And I think about it, and I really do believe the reason why is because it was such an emotional high. I didn't want anything to ruin it. I didn't want one lady to come up to me and be like, "You're a disgusting person," and boo.
Yeah, because that would definitely happen.
Yeah. Well, I've had that happen where people will come up to me and say, you know, "Oh, I liked you, but why'd you have to be this? Or why'd you have to be that?" And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm just getting the heck out of here. And the other reason I think is because of, again, the football player in me. I felt like, okay, I scored the touchdown. Don't spike the football. Just kind of like, all right, that's what I'm supposed to do, and kind of get out.
Yeah, don't celebrate.
But then
don't have emotions.
I'm walking out, and this woman who was one of the bartenders at the show, kind of says, "Hey, thanks a lot. I needed that." And I went up to her and I said, "Oh, what's your name?" And she gave me her name, and I said, "Well, thank you very much." And I go, "Well, you know, that's why we're here. We tried to. This is a great cause." And she goes, "Yeah, I'll be honest with you, my house flooded, and I haven't really been able to like recover, and you made me forget about that for about a half hour."
Aw.
And I go, "Well, you know, thank you very, very much, and I appreciate that." And so that's why, I mean, a very special show, because it was for a great cause. They put together the show in about a month. And they got all these sponsors and everything like that. So kudos to the, you know, Bridgeville, you know, firefighters and everything like that, and the community getting that much people, you know, getting that many people together and all that kind of stuff. And then just for the outpouring of love and also to Matt Wolfbarth for booking me. And then for the fact that, you know, I wasn't quote unquote the headliner. I always resent when someone says, "Oh, you're the headliner." No, I'm closing out the show.
Yeah.
The headliner is someone they put on the marquee and people go, "Oh, I'm going to see that guy." No one came there to see Mike Sasson.
Yeah.
They came there to see comedy. And
to see a show.
To see a show, and I'm the one who ended the show. But I wanted to just say thank you to all of them, and very, very nice for the first time in my career. Normally when I say, "Well, I'm going to end on this," they're like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
But
that's how I am.
Yeah.
Like, thank God now I can stop pretending to pay attention.
Yeah. I know it's tough. You know. By the way, that'll be the cat call I get. Which will be like someone walking down the street and go, "Thank God that person left." Thank God.
Please keep walking.
Yeah. I'll be the first person to get boo. Like, I get it. But I appreciate that. Now, a couple other things that I wanted to comment on is I need your opinion on something.
Oh, geez.
Sometimes I feel that like my first instinct is to be kind of like just a big masculine kind of dude in certain situations, and I want to know whether my feeling is right. Today in Paris, there was a big story.
Okay.
That a woman, again, was getting harassed, catcalled. That's why we even bring it up. And she confronted the man who was doing it, and it was all on video, and the man physically hit her.
Oh, jeez.
And everyone, it was like a Paris cafe. There was like one guy who got up and got a chair and like looked at him and just kind of whatever. And now the story is that the woman is being like, she's going out and trying to make, you know, a point about sexual harassment. And this guy, they're out for looking for him because they want to bring him up on charges and all this kind of stuff. And my thing, as soon as that happened, as soon as I saw that, I'm just like, you know what? That guy needed his ass kicked.
Yeah.
That guy needed someone to step up and beat the living shit out of him. But nobody did. And I'm trying, am I wrong by thinking this?
I wouldn't say someone needed to like beat the living shit out of him. I would say it definitely beat him, but like not.
But he needs an ass beating. He needs his ass whooped.
I would say so. If you're about to hit a woman.
No, he didn't just he did it.
No, that's what I mean. If you're going to do that, yeah, I would say that you do need an ass beating.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's maybe some of the problem we have in our society right now is that not enough people have a fear of getting their ass kicked.
I like how the one guy picked up a chair, though.
Yeah, he just picked up a chair and walked to him like he was going to like fight him with a chair.
Up?
Yeah. Again, it's France.
WWE style.
Yeah, again, it's France. Who knows what he was going to do? He was going to have him sit down and eat a croissant. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure this out if I'm being too much of a masculine dude or something like that.
Yeah.
Comment if you think I'm being too much of a masculine dude or whatever like that. Because when I saw this, I was just like, I was so incensed. I was really kind of just like, someone needs to beat this guy up.
I just don't like confrontation. I don't even like hearing about confrontation, you know? So it just makes me not happy.
I hear you. But would you be happy if, like, you saw a guy hit a woman and then, like, 3 dudes just beat the hell out of him?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you'd be like, yeah.
I still wouldn't want to.
Would you be catcalling those 3 guys going, hoo, you fine? Look at the way he's kicking that douchebag's ass.
No, that seems like a full circle of not right things. You know?
Okay.
A guy catcalls a woman. The guy hits the woman. These guys beat up the man that catcalled the woman, and then the woman catcalls the men that beat up the man who catcalled the woman. And it just seems like
it's like a circular,
none of that should have happened.
A circular of negativity.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it just should have ended with the guy getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, or just not happened at all. That would have been.
That'd have been better if the guy
one.
would just not have been a complete piece of shit and just left the woman alone.
Yeah. What was the catcall?
I don't know, something in French.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
France.
Yeah. That's one of the things that are always weird. Like, I always think about, like I have a joke in my set where I talk about, like, how things have changed and how you look at things. Like, I remember watching, what's the skunk, the Pepe Le Pew or whatever like that?
Yeah.
And he's legitimately sexually assaulting a cat who has, like, it's the same plot of every one of these cartoons. A cat is walking through France. Somehow paint goes on the back of the cat's back. So now it's a skunk. So now Pepe Le Pew sits there and goes, "Oh, you're beautiful," and just, like, doesn't leave the woman alone. And this was comedy for 8-year-olds for 50 years.
Yeah, I mean,
no one seemed to mind.
That's probably why everyone grew up this way.
Yes.
And turned into it.
Yeah. But you want to talk about, like, how things have changed? Pepe Le Pew was a thing that you could probably go online and figure out. But now people are like, yeah, that's wrong. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe he needed his ass kicked. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to do bar thoughts and experiences, and I am going to give you point by point what you should do when someone is terrible at something. My name is Mike Sasson. You're listening to The River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. We'll be right back.
Brian Crawford letting you know that Kevin Slogic, my State Farm agent in Allison Park, is here to help life go right and reminds you that you're listening to the River's Edge Radio Network.
Come on, go! It's green! Come on! Go!
God damn it, Brian. You need to calm down
Yeah,
with the road
I'm sick
rage.
of these people, these assholes.
The road rage, man. You got to calm down on the road rage.
Well, I want to get to where we're going. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. We're going to Falling Water,
Bicycle heaven.
the Mattress Factory,
Knob.
Trundle Manor. All right, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Come on,
right,
come on.
Right.
Too late now.
Right, come on.
Well, too late now. You know, I got to keep going. I'm not going to sit here like some asshole.
Oh, come on, man.
All right, you're listening to the Culture Cruise. You can find us at riversedgepgh.com.
Your local Pittsburgh area museum podcast.
Yes, riversedgepgh.com, and come take a ride with us.
We are back. It's the Mike Sasson Show. You're listening to us on www.riversedgepgh.com. Thank you very much for everyone that's continuing to listen and support the show. Or you are listening on any of the podcast formats, either Google Play, SoundCloud, or iTunes. Or you are listening to us on the TuneIn radio app across the planet Earth. Remember, on your smart speaker, your Kindle or your Amazon Glow Stick or whatever the hell those things are, you can listen to us. Just go on to the TuneIn radio app and say, hey, Alexa, I want to listen to the Mike Sasson Show on... No, that's not what you do. You listen to... you say, I want to listen to River's Edge PGH on the TuneIn radio app. And he does it, and it's amazing, and it's the 21st century, and it's a wonderful thing. We got cut off because of technical difficulties, and I personally believe, and this is just my theory, we talked about how much money Facebook was losing. And then Zuckerberg's just like... cut him off.
Right, sure.
That's what
yeah.
The other thing I noticed when I was looking at the thing, if you're watching the Facebook live feed or you're watching any of our things, it's a green screen behind you because of your hair.
Yeah, it's too close.
Did you think about that when you decided to go with this hair color?
No.
You could make it to where now your hair could be a different color because it's like almost a green screen.
Yeah, it just basically, it looks real weird. It looks like my hair is glittering, but not in a good way.
Not in a good glittering way.
No, yeah, it's real annoying to watch.
Okay.
It's just like, like TV fuzz.
Uh-huh.
That's what it looks like.
Like
on
old
my
school
hair.
Chiron, like back in 1974 when they first got the Chiron, when the weatherman, there'd be something around him kind of deal.
Yes, exactly.
Well, now we're in the 21st century and it's big time, and that's why we love when Alex drinks and tells us her thoughts. It's Bar Thoughts and Experiences. Alex play said theme song.
I will play said theme song.
Or something of the matter.
My style's dope any way that you slice it. It's a fresh cut, hope that you like it. About to open up a can of some cancer. When it come to pizza, I've got high standards.
All right, Alex, your bar thought. What do we got?
All right, so top 5 reasons of why I have loved living with a man or plural men, and why everyone else should do it too. If
Yeah,
you're a
you
female.
basically lived a sitcom.
Aw, like Three's Company.
Yeah.
I don't wait. How many females were in the show?
There were the other one.
How'd
Well,
that
see,
work?
that's the deal.
Oh, that was the other way around.
Yeah, it was 2 women and a guy.
Ugh.
But that's the whole point. In the 70s, it was hot. There were 2 women, and what's going to happen?
Yeah, they just have threesomes every night.
That's not actually what
doesn't
happened,
happen.
but
That's what they didn't show.
I know. But you were like 4 as a crowd or whatever, and it's just like 1 green-haired woman and 3 other dudes. What do? Play beer pong and
We
drink
don't
a lot.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we did.
Yeah, beer pong and violence.
There's no violence.
Just massive amounts of just rioting in the streets because you're crazy.
Okay, so anyways, number 1,
Okay.
you always have a handyman, someone who kills bugs, and someone to move stuff for you.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you were to say of a boyfriend's responsibility, a man's responsibility,
Okay.
there's the bedroom, and then there's the opening of like jars, the killing of bugs, the like muscle work.
Yeah.
What is more important long term in terms of a quality male to like hang out with?
Bugs.
Bugs.
I don't want to ever touch bugs.
You're saying, you know what? You could be okay in the bedroom, but if you are you just kill bugs and I never see them, you'd live with that.
That, and they don't judge me for when I freak out about a bug. They're like, oh my God, like, come on, Alex, just kill it. I just want you to be like, if I scream or if I'm like, yo, there's a bug, you're like, you just grab a piece of paper towel, get the bug, flush it down the toilet, make sure it's down the toilet and it doesn't crawl up my butt, and that's it. That's number 1.
Do you mind if I squish it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, you just want it dead.
Yeah, I'm just always afraid that when I flush bugs down the toilet, they're going to crawl up my butt.
One thing that I would always say is, would you mind if when I killed it, I did like an Arnold Schwarzenegger like catchphrase?
I'd prefer not, but I mean, I guess as long as the bug is dead.
Okay, because that's one thing. Again, when you go back to like things in your childhood, if you kill another human being and you have a catchphrase afterwards, you're a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like when Arnold Schwarzenegger would like stab a guy and kill him and he'd be like, stick around. Like you're a crazy person if you do that.
Yeah.
Like-
But, you got to make something
Yeah.
for people to remember in movies and put on T-shirts,
Yeah. Or like when like he was holding the guy over in Commando and he goes, remember, Sully, when I said I'd kill you last? He goes, that's right. You said that, Matrix. I lied. Wow. And like he did that. Again, now 41-year-old me sits there and goes, okay, that's a kind of a screwed up way to kill another human being.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Even though Commando's an awesome movie.
But
Go ahead.
bugs we don't care about.
Yeah, bugs. Remember, Bug, when I said I'd kill you last? That's right. I lied.
Oh, and then their little ant friend is carrying them out of the house.
I killed them too.
Number 2, they're always your bodyguard, and they keep you safe.
That's right. Unless you're with some big pansies, but you were with like some hardcore dudes,
Yeah,
right?
hardcore dudes.
Yeah, you don't want like some people who sit there and be like, no, kill her. She's the one you want. No, you want someone to be like, hey, you mess with Alex, you mess with us. Like you're in a gang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are a gang.
Like you have T-shirts and everything.
I wish I should have made T-shirts.
You should have, but you didn't. Now with the past.
And I realized that we don't have very many pictures together either,
Hmm.
which makes me sad.
I've noticed that most of the people that I've enjoyed company with, not a lot of pictures of me either. I don't think people. A, I'm not very photogenic, and B, I don't like people taking my picture because I look terrible in pictures.
Yeah, but I love pictures.
I know. You look amazing in pictures.
And because I have no memory, I need those.
I'm working on my smile in pictures. I'm literally doing like testing where I'm trying to like do selfies and figure out how I can make a smile not look like I'm about to like, punch somebody in the face. Yeah.
That's cute, Mike.
I'm trying.
I'm really proud.
I'm trying. That's all. That should be the Mike Sasson Show. He's trying. That's what the show's called. Go ahead.
Number 3, hugs and cuddles are always better from a man because it's like you have a little teddy bear.
When is the best time for a hug and or a cuddle?
When is the best time, like time of day?
Or just like when you sit there and you're just like, when do you want that big time hug or cuddle? Is it like late night, early morning, when you're scared, when something didn't go right, when it's cold, when it's warm? When do you want it?
I feel like it's mainly when I've had just like a real tough day. And I'm like, if anything else happens to me right now, like I'm gonna just die.
And give some pointers to the dudes out there if they want to hug you. What's the best way? What's the technique? What do you got to do?
I'm a big fan of not doing the like, you have to have it either you're up above or you're down below, not like one and one. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And also like not a one arm hug.
Not
a real hug. And then stay there for a little while.
My thing with you is a lot of times you're on like a bar stool. And so I'm trying.
I'm always on a bar stool.
Yeah, and so I'm like trying to hug you, but like you're on so we're just kind of like doing that. Hey,
yeah, no. I don't. That's a different kind of hug.
Yeah.
That's a saying hello or saying goodbye hug. Those are completely different than these hugs. These are like, I'm sad hugs, and I need a little shoulder to cry on.
Let me ask you a question. Has a guy ever kind of held it a little too long in terms of the hug?
Yeah, I'd say so. And then it's always that weird thing. Like I've had circumstances with men to where like you're saying goodbye or like ending a date or something like that, and you like are just like, okay, bye, and you like give them a hug, and then they like slowly pull away from you so that like they are totally trying to go in for like a kiss, and I'm like, oh. And I make that noise and then run away.
What about the back, like the back rub type deal?
Yeah, see, that's nice when I'm sad and I need a hug, you know, but not any other time in the world.
Not any other time in the world.
No, not any other time, unless you're like I don't know. I don't ever want that actually.
Okay.
As if I'm giving you a hug, I'm mainly just probably saying goodbye unless I'm sad. And
then also like and Tracy Morgan brought this up, the booby squish. That's always big with certain dudes. You just want to like, and you're just like, oh, that felt nice.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't comment on that. I don't know.
When you hug another woman, you feel like the booby squish.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on their boobs.
Yeah, and that's nice.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes not.
I mean, I don't know if I don't know the woman real well. I don't really want to squish against her boobs. You know.
But sometimes if you do know well and you're like, she knows that she's like got a big chest, you're like, you know what? I can't wait till that booby squish.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, number 4, no judgment zone, living with males. Like I can come downstairs not wearing any makeup or like looking like I just haven't slept for 16 days and like have been drinking mad amounts of alcohol or like, you know, have done meth or something, and that's what I'm looking like. No one cares. No one gives a shit. Or like if you eat a whole pizza, no one gives a shit. They're like, yeah, Alex, you did it. I'm
Let
so
me ask,
proud.
Have your male roommates seen you in periods of undress?
Yes.
Have you walked down and not known there, and you're just like, hey, what's going on? And then they're like, hey, what's going on? And you're just like not wearing a shirt, and you're just like, I don't care. I'm making my coffee anyway.
Yeah, it's very normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always like it's always surprising too. Like I remember like I would be walking out of my house and Liam's room is on the bottom floor and like his shower's right there too. So sometimes like when I'd be leaving, he would like walk out of the shower at that exact moment and like he would have boxers on, but I look back and like it always shocked me and I don't know why. It's not like it was a bad thing, but I forget that people walk around like that or like people have that state when you see someone clothed for so long.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think they really care at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably nice. I don't know.
That's when you needed the compliment.
Yeah.
That's when you'd be like, hey, Liam, nice ass. That's when he needed it.
Damn, boy, you fine.
That's when he needed it. That's when he was sitting there and he's in a vulnerable state. You walk by, you're like, see ya. That's when you've been like, hey, The chest workout's working out great. Good job.
You're
That's
doing
when
good.
he needed it.
Yeah.
But you didn't do it.
Sometimes I do compliment people, you know?
But like in that state, it's a very vulnerable state. They walk out, they've got the towel on, you're seeing their, their chest or whatever. If you sit there and say, "Hey, good job with the ab workout. I'm starting to see some results."
It's definitely hard. Liam is very hairy.
That's when you definitely need it, because again, when you're a hairy man like myself, sometimes you need a little bit more like encouragement, like, hey, what I'm looking at isn't an insanely disgusting thing.
Yeah, it's just hard to think of those things when like you're seeing hair on someone's back.
I have a whole bit about that.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, number 5 is the corniest one of all, and you gain brothers or a brother. Because, like, having guy friends, which I've had my whole life, is one thing, but, like, actually living with them and having to be around them and, like, hang out with them on a consistent basis, and those being the main people that you hang out with, they're family instead of just friends.
There you go.
And I'm gonna miss it.
Aw, that's...
It's gonna be so sad.
It
My family is like, when I go back to the house now, they're like on their best behavior because they're just so afraid of me like leaving already. They're like, Alex is home. Like, stop yelling at each other.
There's gonna be a moment where you're gonna just be sitting there at the dinner table and you're just like, I gotta get drunk and start doing cocaine or something.
It makes me feel nice though that I'm the peacemaker in my house right now. You know, like no one wants to upset me because they want me to stay at home.
That'll last about 10 days.
Yeah, it's really nice.
There you go. There you go. That was Bar Thoughts and Experience with Alex. Thank you very much for your bar thought.
You're welcome.
Next up, it's back for this week. It's called I'll Fix This. Play the song.
Oh, I got a new one for you.
Do it. Play it. Rock and roll.
It's cute. Do you like that?
It's a nice little 70s ditty. It sounds very kind of groovalicious.
I know. It sounded very opposite of what you talk about, so I really liked it.
Okay, well, whatever. I thought it was very kind of like... It was very, like, I'm hosting a late-night talk show locally in Pittsburgh in 1977, and I have Willie Stargell on.
Isn't that what's happening here?
Pretty much.
Is it not?
Pretty much. Are we getting Willie Stargell? I'd love to interview him.
I thought we were in the 70s.
I wish. All right, anyways, it's I'll Fix This. Little background. In the comedy world, there's all these comedy festivals that are all around the country. 99% of them are not worth the paper that they're printed on. It's a bunch of people that have you go to their towns, you sleep on a couch, and you perform at a bar in the middle of frickin' Laramie, frickin' Montana. No one cares. Whatever. A few actually are a big deal. And the biggest deal is Just for Laughs in Montreal.
Yeah.
That's the big one. You get Just for Laughs, that becomes a huge credit for you. There's industry up there. People get signed. I think Kevin Hart got signed there. Maybe I made that up. I don't know. It sounds like something that could happen. Well, every year, Variety magazine, because again, Variety is the home of comedy. I was trying to be extraordinarily sarcastic. Picks 10 comics that they say the 10 comics to watch. And then they have a showcase in Montreal for the Just for Laughs.
Okay.
So it was a bunch of other comics who did very, very well. And it's a big controversy now in comedy because there was a gentleman named Darren Knight. Show his picture.
Okay.
He got famous because he has a character online called Southern Mama. Think Pittsburgh Dad, only now it's Southern Mama.
Does he dress up as a woman?
Yes.
With that facial hair?
Yeah, that's the whole joke. He wears like a blonde wig and he's Southern Mama. And then it'll be like Southern Mama goes to Walmart. And he's
Cute.
Yeah. And also he then did a documentary about himself.
Oh, damn. About yourself?
Yeah, called Southern Mama, The Darren Knight Story, and is billed as the fastest rising comedian in American history.
Oh, hot damn.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So he got
I thought that was you.
Yeah.
He stole your title, man.
He stole the title. How did I rise from open mic comic to eventually headlining Bridgeville flood benefits?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what was going on. I should sue him for that. Anyway, so he did he did Just for Laughs, and he bombed and bombed hard. This is from the internet, which never lies. And this is from from the account of it. And so one of the things he did a couple things that you should never do whenever you do comedy. One is he took a joke that clearly was not his. He sat there and he says, "I'm dedicating this to the wives and girlfriends of the world. May they never meet."
Oh.
Okay. That's a Groucho Marx line. Okay.
If you're going to take a joke from someone, at least take a joke from someone who's not famous.
Yeah, or not been dead for 40 years.
Yeah,
that would
that's
be the other one. So this is from the internet. It says, the trouble seemed to begin even before the show started. Seals, in a statement to Vulture that night, antagonized both her and Sloan while they were waiting for a pre-show panel to begin, then continued to do so during the panel. When Seals spoke of using her comedy to challenge racism and sexism, he said, comedy shouldn't be about attacking racists. That's ostracizing your audience. I guess the person who puts on Southern Mama, maybe ostracizing racist would actually hurt your audience. Things got more tense when Knight took the stage at the actual show, with his opening joke reportedly being, "To our wives and girlfriends, may they never meet." That sounds familiar because it's a commonly attributed to Groucho Marx.
So he admitted it?
No, he never admitted it.
Oh.
So, and then the other thing is he sat there and he eventually kind of ended his set with, we shouldn't be talking about any sort of, like, we shouldn't be attacking homophobia or racism because people don't come to comedy. And he got booed off stage at Just for Laughs.
Oh,
no. And somebody tweeted, he goes, "Do you realize how bad you have to be to have Canadians boo you?" The nicest human beings in the world.
That guy should have gone up.
Yeah, and then Chris Redd, who was host of the show, he's from SNL, and actually I saw him at, he closed out the show that I saw at the Laugh Factory in LA. He says, "You bomb the whole time and you decide what comedy is." And this was on video. They showed him saying this. So there's a big debate about how to deal with people like this.
Yeah.
Because then he came out and he tweeted, he says, "I believe what I believe and I'm going to stick to my guns," and all this kind of stuff. And the problem is that the people who think he sucks now really believe he sucks.
Right.
And he shouldn't have been on this show. And he shouldn't have been on the show because he's not a stand-up. And there's 10 trillion other stand-ups that should have been on this show.
Right.
But the thing is that the people who believe what he's saying and who love Southern Mama are now going to find the guy. And by the way, I watched a couple Southern Mamas, so actually I helped his viewership because I watched a couple of them. Just to, because if someone
just to
said,
know, yeah,
"Did you see it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did see him," and it's exactly what you think it is. So here's how I'm going to fix something. Mike, you're going to say, "But Mike, how do you deal with someone who sucks?" So what this fix it is Mike is going to tell you how to deal with somebody that sucks.
Okay.
First step, figure out they suck.
That's pretty good.
You got to watch them and you got to figure out they suck. One thing that I hate is when people sit there and be like, "Oh, I think this guy sucks." And I'm like, "Oh, did you watch his comedy?" And you're like, "No." Well, then how do you know he sucks?
Right.
You're just kind of vibing off something that maybe people thought or whatever like that.
Know for yourself.
Yeah, so first off, figure out he sucks. 2, let him suck. If he doesn't want to be corrected, if he doesn't want to be whatever, just let him suck. If he's not good at it, just let him do it. Number 3, don't tell anybody other than the people that he sucks. Don't go in detail. Don't say he's the worst thing in the world. Don't say that anything else. Because here's why. I've said this oftentimes. If I told you, Alex, a shitty comedian is next door, you'd be like, "Great, whatever." If I said the worst comedian in America is next door doing a set, you'd be like, "Oh, we got to watch this.
Right.
I got to watch the worst comedian in America. This guy is going to get work based off this."
Yeah.
Because of the fact that so many people are making a deal about him, they're going to sit there and say, "I got to watch this guy."
Yeah, like it's really not bad for him.
Yeah, the people who agree with him are going to find him. That's the problem right now with becoming popular in America, is if you just find the people that agree with whatever kind of little niche you're after, you have a career.
Right.
I mean, again, he's creating this persona. He can, let him have his sitcom on CMT. Great. Whatever. He'll be after Reba. That's awesome. Whatever.
Yeah, what else is on CMT besides Reba? Seriously.
I don't even know. If you would have told me that Reba isn't actually a real show, I'd believe you. I just know that Reba is a show because I've seen like Reba posters or Reba things.
Dude, I used to watch Reba all the time.
Is it a horrible show?
No. I used to really like it. It was on as soon as I would come home from school.
Is it a show that I would probably... Is it exactly the show I would think it is?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to watch it.
Yeah. But it's exactly like, Mama No
Typical
Bears.
sitcom. Yeah, that's it.
Piece of shit. Anyways, and then number 4, let nature take its course.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've always loved about stand-up comedy is if you stink at it, eventually you'll get frustrated and you'll either get better or you'll leave, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Or you just stick with it for so long that eventually you become, you get put 45th out of 45 people at an open mic, and you kind of get the gist that, you know what, I'm not doing well. Or you're just delusional and you stick with it for way too long. And I've met all of those type of people.
I was watching Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
You were?
And Jerry Seinfeld was kind of talking about that. I forget who he was with, but he was talking about how, like, that's one good thing about comedy is that, like, the bad people eventually weed themselves out, and you don't really have to, like, pay attention to them at all, because eventually they'll weed themselves out. So don't concern yourself with them, Like, don't let it get to you.
But it's one of those things where, like, recently I was watching a YouTube clip, and, like, a lot of people believe that, especially if it's racist or homophobic, that if they don't challenge it and they don't bring it to light, that it could spur on other people to act in a certain way. And that's the tough part, because it's like, yeah, could some crazy person, who, someone says something negative about, gay people, and then someone goes, you're right, I got to go out and, do something horrible. And you're right. And you're like, because my natural inclination is just like Jerry Seinfeld to sit there and say, he sucks. He'll weed himself out. He's a terrible human being. I guess, there is the lowest common denominator, but it's one of those things of like, you kind of just have to let the natural progression of shit just eventually filter through the system.
And those people that, like, would act on something based off of what they heard, like, they're probably going to hear that anyways, like, somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to get that instinct is in them.
It's not
they're
like they were the most...
somewhere else.
It wasn't like they were the most, like, forgiving and tolerant people in the world, and then they heard one joke and they were like, you know what?
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I really believe now, and let's go do some terrible things.
Yeah, and I think the news talks about enough, controversial things that they could probably pick it up from that.
That's why here are the 4 steps to dealing with someone who sucks. Number 1, figure out they suck. Number 2, let them suck. Number 3, just tell people they suck and don't get into that deep. And number 4, let nature take its course.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That was I'll Fix This. We're going to take a break or we just keep moving?
Let's just keep going.
Let's just keep going to Fresh Eyes, where Alex watches something from the past and gives her take on it. It is Fresh Eyes. I already said that. This week I had Alex watch a video and a couple other clips from the band Motorhead. No, if you're going to say it, say it.
Motorhead.
Yeah. Motorhead. Woo. Yeah. And the best way I could describe Motorhead to someone who maybe have just barely heard of them or anything like that, like we're talking about comedy, there's the comedians that the other comedians love that maybe isn't the most popular person in the world, but the other people that love comedy say this is the funniest guy in the world.
Yeah.
Motorhead is that in heavy metal.
Yeah.
Like they sit there and like people go, oh, I like Metallica or Led Zeppelin, blah, blah. But if you're like a real hardcore fan, you're like, yeah, I like Motorhead.
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up, like wearing a Motorhead t-shirt like meant something. And then about maybe 10, 15 years ago, you saw people that you just knew weren't like fans of Motorhead wearing Motorhead t-shirts.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to actually embrace the band, because I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to claim to be someone who likes heavy music, I got to actually own some of these CDs and listen to this stuff, because everyone just like knew who Motorhead was.
Yeah.
Couple facts of them. A lot of people were in Motorhead, but essentially the guy, the singular figure is Ian Lemmy Kilmister. Now you sit there and say, how did he get the name Lemmy? According to him, he doesn't even know.
That sounds right.
Yeah, but the rumor is that he had a talent for essentially going up to people, go, hey, lend me a quid, I need to go get a beer. Lend me a quid, I need to get this, or whatever like that. So it came to, oh, here's Lemmy. because it was always Lemmy.
Gotcha.
Only 15 million albums sold. Okay, so it wasn't like these were a gigantic band, and really the most famous song that they have is the song that I sent you, which was Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, did you ever hear that song prior to?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Did you know who Motorhead was?
Only because of that song.
Oh, okay. But had you ever seen Lemmy?
No.
Okay. What were your thoughts about the video? And also, I sent you a famous line in the movie Airheads.
Right.
When, just to give you a kind of like the context, in Airheads, Adam Sandler, Frasier, and Steve Buscemi are in this band called the Lone Rangers.
Yeah.
Joke, because there's 3 of them. And they barricade themselves in a radio station in Los Angeles until they play their song.
Yeah.
And so Harold Ramis comes in and is playing a record executive going, hey, I'll sign you. And they're like, how do we know this guy's not a cop? And one of the questions they ask is, okay, who would win in a fight between Lemmy and God? And he goes, God. And he goes, trick question, Lemmy is God.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give you that context. And then I also sent you the trailer there was a documentary called Lemmy, which he's one of the realest dudes you'd ever, because like in the documentary, he lives in like a 1-bedroom apartment in Hollywood. He like plays video games. He doesn't have he doesn't live like in a mansion or anything like that.
Yeah.
And for fun, he goes down to this bar on the Sunset Strip called The Rainbow and sits down at the bar and drinks Jack and Cokes and plays the trivia machine.
Yeah.
Like the most, like literally there's a guy in Mount Washington who's living the same life as Lemmy, who just shows up to the bar and plays the trivia machine.
I watched the behind the scenes for that too, and the directors of it. They were like, it was most of our time was like convincing him to do certain things. Like this one part, we just wanted to get him like doing stuff around the house. So they tried to convince him. He really likes to make like fries and like himself. And so they were like, okay, like let's get you cooking up some fries. And so they could finally convince him. They set up all of the gear and stuff, and they start rolling, and he's like, no. Like, I don't want to do it. And they're like, why? And he's like, my kitchen's too dirty. So they cleaned his old kitchen. Like, it took him like an hour and a half. He did not have, it hasn't been cleaned basically the whole time that he's lived there. And then finally he made fries, but he was like so upset about it being on camera. He was like, this is so pointless. Obviously in a much better voice than that.
Yeah, but I mean, again, now, so you actually watched the trailer and then watched other parts of it, like, and like other things about the documentary.
Yeah, I watched the behind the scenes of it. It was just basically the directors talking about like what it was like kind of being with him that much and touring with them.
Okay, so what other things did you pick up from not only the video and everything like that, but other parts of the Motorhead Lemmy experience?
Well, I definitely think you can see that he really doesn't, like you said, like he doesn't care about it. Like he doesn't care about having nice things. He doesn't care about fame. Like all he wants to do is play music, and that's it. Like they were talking about how other celebrities would be like going out to like parties and like signing things and doing stuff like that, and they're like, Lemmy's just, recording another album.
Yeah, he's just he I think that's why amongst rock stars he was just like the purest form of rock that they could find.
Because he's only concerned about music.
All he cared about was, I mean, because what he did for pretty much the last 30 years of his life, and literally till like almost the moment he passed away, because he passed away late in 2015. It's like 4 days after his 70th birthday.
Yeah, I always find that weird when that happens.
He was on tour.
Yeah.
Like his entire life would just be like, okay, I'm back in LA. I have a couple months. Then I'm going to go tour through Europe, play a bunch of theaters, play this music.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't this insanely like opulent Rolling Stones level lifestyle. It really was just like, okay, I'm going to play the song. I'm going to
go play music. Then I'm going to go drink a Jack and Coke. And then
get in the van and, get in the next town, do the same thing, and do it again for the next 8 months.
And I like that you can tell that also by like that Ace of Spades video. Like it's nothing fancy. They don't do anything. That's why like I watched that first and I was like, oh, like even if this isn't like the kind of music that I would typically listen to, like I like that you could tell from that video that they're so into the music, because it's not like some crazy elaborate video. There's nothing crazy happening besides like the multicolored lights that are happening.
Yeah.
But all they care about is like playing good music and like playing it really well.
And I thought when I saw it was only like a 2-minute and 30-second song, I'm like, Alex is going to like this. 2 minutes, 30 seconds,
thank
in and
God.
out.
Their guitar solo was perfectly timed. It wasn't 16 minutes long to where I was bored throughout the guitar solo. I was just like, this is really damn good. And then, you keep watching.
And one of the most, like, the baddest lyric in the history of he goes, I don't want to live, it says, I don't want to live forever. And I'm just like, that's rock and roll right there.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was such a great song. And then there's other great songs that they have that, obviously from Overkill and, Eat the Rich and just so many different, but it's all, they never did a ballad. Mm-hmm. They just were straight hard rock, metal, and the thing is without them, Motorhead was the bridge that, like, how did you get from, like, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, that kind of stuff, to Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, that kind of stuff? Motorhead was the bridge.
Yeah.
They were the one, like, they talk about in the late 70s, early 80s, the new wave of British heavy metal. Mm-hmm. Motorhead was about that whole thing. And the thing is that, like, he was just a cool dude. Like, there's another documentary about Twisted Sister.
Yeah.
And Twisted Sister, like, was a New York bar band. And somehow, some way, they got over to England and they found a way on a TV show in England. And they were supposed to be like the third band playing on this British television show, and no one was digging him.
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, they had played with Motorhead when they were over in Europe. And so Lemmy, just being their buddy, was like, yeah, I'll show up. And so the whole crowd was not into him. Like, they were not at all. And so Dee Snider sat there and went, hey, we want to bring our friend on stage. Give it up for Lemmy from Motorhead. And then the crowd is just like, holy crap, Lemmy from Motorhead? And he walks right on stage and just starts playing with them.
Yeah.
And they say that was the moment where they made it in England, because everyone was like, well, geez, if Lemmy from Motorhead likes these guys, then
that's
absolutely
their friend.
it's there.
Also, his facial hair is to die for. Like, if I was ever going to have facial hair, that's exactly what it would look like.
The mutton chop. What about the mole? The big thing was the mole. Everybody always talked about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was he an attractive man?
I mean, yeah, he looks very. I like someone in the documentary said that they would be pirates. Like, if they were in that time, they would have been pirates. And, like, of this actual picture that you sent me, it's like, oh, yep.
And the other thing is that's what it wasn't like if you saw him in Los Angeles that he would be all of a sudden in, like, a Dodgers cap and, like, shorts or anything like that.
No.
If you saw him at the Rainbow, he'd look like that.
Yeah.
He'd have, like, cowboy
pirate.
boots and jeans, but that's what he was. He was just all about the rock, all about just performing, and, just a great. But overall, I'm kind of, what made you seem to be very much kind of like, yeah, I like these guys.
Yeah, I don't like most of the other bands that you've showed me. Typically, I don't like them because they're trying too much and they're being so over the top that, like, you don't even know what their music is. Like, they're not memorable to me, at least, like, not growing up with them, because they're just trying so hard. And I don't like that. Like, I just want to listen to the music. And, like, if it's good music, then I like it. If it's not, then I don't.
So overall, you would sit there and say you're giving thumbs up to Motorhead.
I'm giving them a thumbs up.
Would you wear a Motorhead t-shirt? Because I'll tell you this right now. With your hair right now, you would fit in at a Motorhead show.
Yeah, but I don't like to do that. I don't like to wear t-shirts where, like, I don't own, like, any band t-shirts because I don't like any band enough to wear that. And someone be like, oh, what's your favorite song? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I have 2 band t-shirts.
Okay.
I have The Who and Pink Floyd.
Which you obviously know stuff from The Who and Pink Floyd.
Yeah, but, like, I didn't buy them because, like, I specifically wanted those t-shirts. Okay. I got them from Goodwill because they were the softest t-shirts.
Who gave up a Who and a Pink Floyd t-shirt?
I don't know, but they're my favorite t-shirts. They're amazing.
Well, you know what? If someone wants to get something for Christmas for Alex, maybe some Motorhead t-shirts.
Yeah, I'll just have to listen to, I guess, more of their music. I feel like if I was trying to get real pumped up or, like, feel real hardcore for a little while,
listening to Motorhead while you work out, which I have done, gets like your heart pumping almost too much.
Okay, I'll try that.
It's like it's really mainlining adrenaline, which is where they talk. Motorhead was actually a song that he wrote for his previous band about doing amphetamines.
Oh, cool.
So that's where that came from.
Well, whenever I do amphetamines or whenever I work out, I'll listen to them.
If you listen to Motorhead, while you work out, you're either
that once a year.
Yeah, you will get really, really toned, or your heart will explode.
You'll see me in like a couple months, and they're like, Alex, like, you look great. Like, what is your workout routine? I'm like, I don't even work out. I just listen to Motorhead now.
And then I just let the whole thing just destroy my brain.
Yeah.
So again, positive review from Fresh Eyes for Motorhead. Again, thank you very much. Now we go to the news segment, news and notes from the world of entertainment, sports, and all sorts of wonderful things. Play the song.
It all starts now.
For some reason, I had like a split second where I was like, that's not the song. It's like, I play this every week. You would think I would know what the song is.
I don't know. They kind of all
Apparently
run together
not.
at this point. First story happened today. Football season is starting up. The Steelers are already in training camp. Colleges are going to be going to their two-a-days within the next week. And so you're getting a lot of football preview issues. Now, one guy who is kind of a polarizing figure in college and pro football is a gentleman named Jim Harbaugh. He's the head coach at the University of Michigan. He used to be the head coach at Stanford and for the San Francisco 49ers. He actually led the San Francisco 49ers to the Super Bowl, but people were so sick of like just weirdness that he eventually got and left and became the head coach at the University of Michigan.
Yeah.
So a guy named Wilton Speight, who is now at UCLA, used to be at Michigan, was asked in a preview issue, tell him about what's it like playing for Jim Harbaugh? And he told this story. When he was a freshman, he was in line to get something to eat, and Jim Harbaugh said, here, I got to talk to you. And he's like, okay, head coach needs to talk to me. He goes, here's the deal. Don't eat chicken.
Just period. Don't eat chicken, or don't eat the chicken that they have.
No
chicken.
Don't eat chicken.
Okay.
And he goes, why? And here was his answer. He says, it's a nervous bird. He truly believes that he thinks that because of the fact that chicken is a nervous bird, that it has infected the human race, and that's why people are so anxious, because he feels that they used to eat more red meat, and so that's why he feels his players shouldn't eat chicken, because he doesn't want them to become nervous people.
I feel like that probably doesn't come through your food.
Well, I don't think it's because of the most widely consumed protein on the planet Earth either.
I feel like there could have been like a better reason for that. Like, oh, maybe the hormones that they inject the chicken with are making you anxious, you know?
Yes.
Like that could have been a more scientific way of saying it,
Yes.
or like believing that. But the fact that just they're an anxious bird,
Yeah.
I don't understand
They're
how
a
that
nervous,
would come
they're a
through.
nervous bird.
Yeah.
They're just a nervous. Of course, that's why everyone always talks, what are you, chicken? Which I would be nervous too if I was a chicken. Like every single person I've ever met in my life has been murdered for food. That's a nervous life.
Ty commented and said, I thought turkeys are nervous.
I bet you he doesn't like turkeys
I feel
either.
like turkeys are nervous too, yeah.
I would say any poultry that is made for the flesh for us to eat is probably a nervous animal.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the cows that we eat and like they're going through all those little...
Yeah, but I think cows have a little bit of an out with the whole milk thing.
What?
They could be like, hey, am I for meat or for my milk? My meat or my milk?
Yeah, but like, you know, when they're...
Chicken, you know you're going to get freaking killed.
But like, you've seen the videos of like cows, like when they're going to get killed and they go through like that little line and stuff. Like, that doesn't seem like... Nothing about that whole process seems like it would make cows happy, you know?
Well, they did a movie about the person that developed that. It was played by Claire Danes. They did an HBO movie about her, and she basically she was slightly autistic, and she kind of figured out that like, okay, this is the best way for the cows to remain calm, and so like it literally like made them go through like water and made them that like makes the cow go, oh, what's going on? Oh, boom, and then they're dead. They don't even know it.
What's her name? Temple Grandin?
Yeah.
She also did the swaddling thing. Like, that's basically like why that's a thing. Swaddling.
But let me ask you this question. Knowing that Jim Harbaugh says that it's a nervous bird, does this discourage you from eating chicken?
No.
I actually am I'm angling for some chicken.
Honestly, his face, I wouldn't listen to anything that he says.
I know of people that have played for him and said he is an insanely weird human being.
He seems, I just don't like his face. He seems like someone I wouldn't want to listen to and I wouldn't trust with what they say.
Well, let me ask you this question. If you had a son, big-time football player, that guy comes in, you're sitting there telling your son, no way, that's going to coach my kid.
No, I don't think I'd care. I just would be like, don't listen to anything he says. We're going to still eat chicken. Don't come home one day and tell me that you're not eating chicken anymore because of this crazy asshole. That's what I would say. I can't imagine my son being a huge football player, but you never know.
How do you know?
You never know.
You never know. My mom wasn't necessarily planning for it.
Yeah, I guess so.
And my dad...
And then look at how everything turned out.
Yeah, my dad didn't know until the moment I got a scholarship that I was even any good at football. It wasn't like he was planning on anything like that. All right. Speaking of other things that are weird happening in the world, a lot of elections going on, contentiousness between Republicans and Democrats. Well, in Virginia, it's getting very weird. Leslie Cockburn is running a race against a man named Denver Riggleman.
That's so made up.
I know.
All of that sounds made up.
I know, but
Cockburn.
Yeah, all of this is not made up. So Leslie Cockburn, I mean, you get politics is a dirty business. You figure out what's going on. But this is what Leslie tweeted today. He says, my opponent, Denver Riggleman, running mate of Corey Stewart, was caught on camera campaigning with a white supremacist. Not good.
No.
Now he has been exposed as a devotee of Bigfoot erotica.
Ooh.
This is not what we need on Capitol Hill.
What is Bigfoot erotica?
Exactly what you're describing. It's erotica that includes Bigfoot.
I'm kind of into it.
Why?
I know, that just sounds nice.
But here's my problem. Okay, if you're into Bigfoot erotica and you're always getting on hairy dudes, that's the ultimate hairy dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like...
So you're saying you'd get with a guy just if he had more hair?
No. I don't think it's the hairy thing as much as like the large, mysterious, never really found type man, you know? That's...
I don't even know him.
Also, picture where it's the erotica, the censored part is very large.
Well, that's part of the erotica. You can't have him have like a nub for a
that's
junk.
That's what I'm saying. I would like the erotica, not necessarily Bigfoot, you know.
If you found out that a person that you, like a boss or someone running for mayor or governor or whatever like that was into Bigfoot erotica, would that change your idea of would you vote for him?
Absolutely not.
See, that's one of the points that a lot of people make. Like, hey, you're shaming him because maybe he's into some weird stuff sexually. It's not illegal. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but it's not like he's into...
It doesn't affect anyone else. It doesn't hurt anyone else. Like, so what if he's into that? You could be into whatever you want. You could shit on people's eyeballs for all I care if they're totally into that.
Yes,
if
it's consensual shitting on people's eyeballs. Yeah. Not if you're not if you're squatting on buildings and you're shitting on people's eyeballs from there.
Whoa.
That would be an issue.
I don't know. That might be talent.
I know that.
If you can squat on a building and shit on someone's eyeballs, it's fine with me.
All you'd have to do is just sit there and time it up where someone goes, hey, and then I'll be like, someone shit on my eyeball.
Yeah,
and then
but that's some precision.
Then he's pleasuring himself to the thought of you just going, poop on my eyeball, which would probably give you red eye. How about if that's how you got pink eye? Someone pooped from a building and pooped right in your eye, because that's how you get pink eye. You get poop in your eye.
Yeah, I used to get pink eye all the time. Too much.
But why?
I don't know.
It's poop in the eye, isn't it?
Yeah, but I also think when I started wearing contacts, I got it a lot more. So I think it was kind of not necessarily pink eye, just like an eye infection, but basically the same thing, you know?
But I would say, personally, I don't know the guy. Obviously, don't hang out with white supremacists. That's terrible. But if the worst thing that he does is that he's into weird Bigfoot erotica, I'm kind of okay with it.
I am looking this shit up.
You're going to infect your computer with so many weird viruses.
It's a Mac. You don't get viruses. That's the only reason I have one.
I bet you the Bigfoot erotica would do something.
Ooh. Rolling Stone has an article about it. It says, yes, Bigfoot erotica is absolutely a thing.
Of course it's a thing. Everything sexually in the world is a thing. There's 8 billion of us. We all get off on some weird thing. There's a reason. It is what it is.
I am so excited. to look this stuff up.
I want you to message me when you found something that you and say,
No,
Mike,
no, we'll talk about it next week.
Okay, next week, more Bigfoot erotica, so we'll talk about
Hell
that.
yeah.
Moving on. You take a lot of Ubers.
I do indeed.
Okay.
I'm VIP because I take so many Ubers.
Well, there's a big scam going on with Uber drivers.
Oh, no.
Especially down in South Florida because that's where everything real sketchy happens. Apparently, if you vomit in the back of an Uber, to clean it up, you give a $200 charge.
Yeah.
Well, what a lot of drivers down in South Florida are doing, and they brought a class action lawsuit against Uber, is they're lying and saying that someone puked in the back of their car, but they actually didn't. So they're like creating fake pictures. They're sending them into Uber and say, yeah, this guy puked in the back of my car. And then the guy sits there and goes, I didn't puke in the back of the car. And Uber always takes the driver's side, so he's hitting them up for a $200 charge.
They just have like a ton of cans of like cream and mushroom soup
Well,
in the back of their
you just
car.
take one picture of puke in the back of a car, and you say, yeah, this guy puked in the back of my car.
Yeah.
Like, are they time stamping every picture that you send to Uber?
I just like to think the cream and mushroom soup thing, they just have cans of it in their trunk.
Maybe. I mean, obviously that if it's worth $200, but like, how do you stop someone? The only way you could stop someone is if legitimately you just did the video of the entire Uber trip and just been like, see, car is in perfect working order. Sir, car is in perfect working order, correct? That's almost what everything comes down to now.
Right. You have to have proof.
You have to have proof of everything.
Yeah.
You have to sit there and if you're like, hey, look, I did not puke in your car, because then 2 months later you get a $200 bill like, hey, I didn't puke in this guy's car, and then Uber's got you.
Sorry, I just found a Bigfoot erotica title.
Okay.
And it's Nights with Sasquatch, an explosive ordeal of rape and revenge beyond any woman's experience.
Because now you're using one of my nicknames in college was Sasquatch.
I thought you were going to say rape and revenge.
No, Sasquatch. Because my name's Sass, and I was a hairy dude,
Got
so
it.
they called
Yeah.
me Sasquatch.
Right.
All right. Nothing more about Uber?
No.
Okay. All
Poop
right.
on them.
Okay. Moving on. As I said before, football season is starting up, and Madden has come out. And it's now become like a big deal by NFL players, what your ranking is, what you look like, all this kind of stuff. Like Antonio Brown got 99 ranking, so he got like a plaque, and he's now having special shoes made to honor the fact that he had a 99 ranking. Well, Tyrone Crawford of the Dallas Cowboys saw his picture in Madden. So put the picture up.
Got it.
He's incensed by the fact it says it makes him look fat.
Yeah, just a bit. Looks like he's busting out of those pants of his.
And so he got his agent to complain to EA Sports saying, that is bullshit. I am not fat. Change my picture on the damn video game. And EA Sports did it. They changed it and made him look more cut because he was that
fat.
He's big. He's not fat. He's not he's a defensive lineman. He's kind of like a Google him right now and see if he's fat. Tyrone Crawford.
Man, I was stuck on my Bigfoot.
Well, open up another thing. Keep your Bigfoot.
Crawford. Oh, damn it. Sorry, I'm terrible at typing. It's so far away.
You can move your chair closer.
No, that's not how that works.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Kind of looks like... Okay, I think they went maybe a teensy tiny bit over the top. He definitely has a little muffin top there, but I wouldn't say as large as he definitely looks larger in the Madden game.
If they made a video game in which you were a character in it, would you be incensed if, let's say, they made you look not as flattering as you'd hope?
Yeah, I mean, I had hoped that if they would just base it off of a picture of me and then I'll look, but I would want to send them the picture this is the one. Don't take because I know if I sent you a whole stream of pictures, you'd pick the one that I least liked. That always happens.
I remember my senior year in college. They had college football on EA, and they finally put us on there, and I was terrible. They didn't show a picture of me because it was too long ago, but they had a ranking for me. I was awful. And then the year after that, they had the whole team. Like the year I was in, we were just 1AA East.
Yeah.
And then when UConn moved up a level, they made them UConn. And so everyone was incensed because they'd sit there and be like, we're terrible in this game.
Yeah.
Like they all were like pumped up that finally we're going to be in the video game. And then they started playing each other, and they had like a whole actual story in the newspaper about how much they were just pissed off because like they'd sit there and be like, yeah, I get pancaked every play. I'm terrible in this game.
See, I used to play NFL Blitz when I was younger on my PlayStation 1. And me and my sister would play together. We didn't know anything about football. We were like small children. But I was always the Jacksonville Jaguars just because they had pretty colored uniforms. And all we would do is like we would pick plays, but we didn't go out actually at the play. We would just like pick whichever one had a cool name, and then we'd just like run back and throw the ball every single time and just like see what happens. And that's how we played NFL Blitz. So I don't know, and I never paid attention to if the team that I was picking was actually good. I don't know if that was a thing in NFL Blitz or not.
Well, NFL Blitz at that time, you would have had a good quarterback in Mark Brunell, a couple good receivers, so not bad.
There you go. I did it.
And you have Jacksonville Jaguar hair right now.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, I do.
There
I
you
should
go.
go there. They would love me there.
There you would. You're black and teal. They absolutely love you.
You know what? If my hair is like this, whenever we play them, whenever the Steelers play them, people are going to get mad. Whenever I had orange hair, my store posted a photo of me during hockey season, and they were like, that girl has Flyers hair. I was like, what? It's because I purposely had this colored hair.
Would you make your hair black and gold if, let's say, the Steelers went to the Super Bowl or something like that?
No.
Okay. All right, moving on. I am in Planet Fitness. I am a member of Planet Fitness. It's a very exclusive club. It means I have $20 a month. Well, a guy up in New Hampshire walks in. Name was Eric Stagno. He walks in full view of everyone, takes off all his clothes, goes on a yoga mat, and starts doing naked yoga.
Right.
People are not real happy, so they call the cops. Cops pick him up. They say, hey, what the hell are you doing? And he goes, well, I thought this was a judgment-free zone. Turns out, even though that's on the wall, they're a judgment-filled zone. So
and there's rules.
Yeah, there's rules. That's one thing about Planet Fitness is I love they always sit there and say, no critics, and we love you, and all this kind of stuff when they judge you consistently.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to work out naked? They should start that.
Have its own club. Have its own section. I don't know. I've always like watched like videos of like Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the 70s, and he would like lift without a shirt on. And I would always sit there and be like, I tried that when I was in college, and it just was weird. It's like the barbell's touching your chest, and it like scrapes and stuff like that. And again, I'm sweating like a son of a bitch, so obviously
you don't have clothes on, so it's good.
But I'm making everything wet instead of having my shirt kind of take a little bit of the whatever.
Doesn't this guy look exactly like Jason? I can't say his last name. Mantzukas. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Kinda.
He looks like exactly like him. Like at first when you sent me this picture, I was like, wait, what?
Tell you a little story about him. So my sister last week when I was in LA was talking about Sacha Baron Cohen. And that Jason guy was in the movie The Dictator with him.
Yeah.
And so someone, like, because Sasha's like the head guy, he like made it, and you know he was the star of it. So anything that happened around him had to be cleared by him.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the makeup people went up to him while he was getting his makeup done and went, like, Jason would like to, Jason needs to get his makeup on. Would you mind if he was in the chair next to him? And he goes, no, he talks too much. And my sister goes, nah, that's not the Sasha has to be the funniest person in the room. And Jason, if he would walk in there, he would start like dishing out the lines, and he would be the funniest person in the room. So Sasha didn't want another person.
That makes sense.
That makes, like, would you do that? Like, if you become a big time superstar?
No.
Like, if someone came
Sometimes don't you want to just take a break and let someone else make them laugh for once, you know?
But let me ask you, okay, like you're the big time co-host of a super duper show, and there's another beautiful woman on the show.
No, there's no other beautiful. There's no other women.
Like, you would not let another beautiful woman on the show. Like, no, you're the prettiest girl on the show.
Right, yeah.
Well, I think you're just answering the question. And him being funny is important, and you, it would be being beautiful and funny. If they got, like, a beautiful, funny person, you'd be like, no, we got to get rid of this.
This is
bitch.
too much.
Yeah, we got to get rid of this. No more of this.
Yeah.
Well, so a little inside dope about that. So, but,
Dope.
yeah, I mean, personally, here's how I would say. They should say judgment-free zone and then like a little asterisk. And like next to it's like, you got to wear clothes. We're judging you in this. The only thing that I hate about it is like they have a big deal about no lunks. And so like sometimes I lift weights and I lift heavy weights. And sometimes when you lift heavy weights, you make a noise. Well, you're not supposed to make noises because that could intimidate people that, oh, look at this big guy making a noise. So again, that's judging. There's lots of judging there. So much judging.
Yeah, there's roles. There's lots of roles.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say having
your own home,
having your hairy balls on a mat might hurt you. We're gonna end with this. We haven't had a Stormy Daniels update in a while.
Oh no!
So apparently, Stormy Daniels is getting a divorce.
Well, but why?
Well, according to Glendon Crane, that's the dude's name. Glendon Crane.
Scariest looking dude in the world.
Yeah, that's what drew me to this. I've never seen a weirder looking dude in the world.
His eyes are terrifying.
Yeah, he's got the whole mascara thing going. He's like a heavy metal drummer or something like that.
Did he do porn? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He looks like he would be a porn star.
Yeah, he looks a little, I thought he would, but apparently he's a heavy metal drummer. And it's weird how, like, compared to Stormy Daniels looks like quite normal, and this guy looks like an absolute weirdo.
Yeah, he's scary, and he like, I don't know, his eyebrows aren't very prominent, so the eyeliner really throws me. Just get rid of the eyeliner, bro. You'd probably be a normal looking dude.
But here's my thing about it. It's like he says that they were together for 10 years, and they got married in 2015, and he's claiming infidelity. And
what?
I'm like,
no.
Yeah, did you see who you're marrying? I don't know.
No way.
I don't know. But
there's no way.
But I'm looking at this guy, and I'm now kind of understanding how, maybe Stormy was into that. Really was into to Donald Trump.
This means Stormy Daniels is single.
There you go. Which, if you want to catch some sort of venereal disease,
damn it, couldn't she have been single when she came to Pittsburgh?
And what would have happened?
I don't know.
I'm the one not interested. You're the one who wanted to go talk to her and stuff like that.
We're getting her on the show.
Yeah.
We're going to find her a man.
Well, there were actually people that tried to get her on the show, and now she wants thousands of dollars, and she wants all this kind of stuff.
But maybe she'll like us. And,
of course she'll like us. We're the greatest internet radio show.
What if you meet her and you fall in love with her, and then you're her next husband? What if that happens?
I'm not eliminating anything.
Maybe you should start wearing eyeliner, though.
I know. That would be huge. Actually, last week, I had this as one of the things that I was going to have on the show. There's this porno star, Tegan Presley, who put on her Instagram a picture of, when you're a stripper, you take pictures with guys. And she goes, Flashback Friday. 4 years ago, she met a guy and took a picture with a dude at one of these clubs, and she goes, and 4 years later, we were married.
That's so cute.
Well, I mean, again, it comes down to dudes. Sometimes you got to shoot your guns. Sometimes you know what? You go up to the girl. Guess what? Yeah, she's an international porno star, but you know what?
Maybe she'll marry you one day.
Figure it out. Fine, shoot your guns.
I'm getting Stormy Daniels on the show so you guys can get married.
I want other things on the show besides her. Anyway, so that was that segment. Now we will do our final segment, which is Comment Your Ass Off. So comment your ass off, play the song.
To the world, say hello to the villain that's been.
All right, let's see here. Sarah said, Alex, you do look great in pictures. Thank you so much, Sarah. I do. You're right.
And Sarah puts asterisk. Mike, you're right. You look horrible in pictures.
Yeah. You didn't miss anything. We came back and did everything over again since we had some technical difficulties. Ty also said Harbaugh eats steak and milk every dinner.
Yes.
No chicken, just steak and milk
He is-
all day, every day.
He's kind of a weird guy in a sense, not kind of, but like he'll go to like the nicest steakhouse in like New York or Chicago or whatever, and he will demand that like he'll get the steak, but he wants a cold glass of milk with it. So they've got to find a cold glass of milk at a place where they haven't had milk in like 100 years.
Ew, that's stupid. Let's see if we had any comments on our old one. A lot of emojis, all of the emojis.
Yeah, a lot of emojis.
Mike giving them the bonus 10. That's what Jason Clark said.
There you go.
The bonus 10.
Bonus 10.
Because he's a baller.
Yep.
Sam says, when will you give away a car?
When we
don't-
get one to give away.
Yeah, we'll talk to Oprah. See if she's willing to give us stuff to give other people stuff.
No, we need to become like the new Oprah, and then Pontiac comes to us to give cars
I
away.
don't want to be Oprah, though.
But here's the thing about that whole giveaway car bullshit. She screwed them all over because she wouldn't pay the taxes.
Yeah, right. That is shitty, Oprah. How much money you got?
Yeah, she's got billions, and she saddled each one of those people with a $3,000 tax bill.
Yeah.
So what most of them did was just sell the car.
Yeah.
And then pocket the money and pay the taxes.
We did have a couple comments also about what we were giving away, if you want to kind of explain that again.
Show the picture again.
I am indeed.
Okay, so drinking partners are going to do the first Black
Brewfest.
and we will give you a pass. One pass for free to go in there. It's a $70 value. All you have to do is just comment on the show.
Just tell us something nice.
Tell us something nice. Put an emoji. Do something with your lives. What?
Oh, my God.
What?
I'm looking at the picture right now, and so they have 30 breweries, music, and food trucks, and one of my new favorite people, Marge Jackson, is going to be there. What?
Yeah, you want to go. You absolutely
That
want
was
to go.
so exciting for me.
There you go. Look how excited Alex was.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing. And
So comment and tell us that you want to go just as badly as I want to go.
Yeah. I might have to talk to Day to see if he can get you in because, this is his thing.
I'm like pretty popular. So
I know,
I feel like he would want me there just to draw attention to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Again, thank you very much. So, yeah, comment on the show. And we're going to do it again next week because I think it's August 11th.
Correct.
So we have a couple weeks to figure this out. Big week this week for me. I will actually be in California again, but I will be back I will be back for Sunday so we can record then. By that time, Alex will be full-fledged suburb. She'll probably already be like married to a mailman.
Yeah, I don't leave my house anymore.
Yeah, she just sits there and just starts knitting. Maybe she's gonna...
I really like knitting, actually.
Do you know how to knit? Mm-hmm. I don't know how to knit.
Maybe you should learn. It's very relaxing.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out. It's the Mike Sasson Show. Thank you very much to everyone involved with the show. Thank you to the River's Edge. You can listen to the River's Edge at www.riversedgepgh.com. And thank you again to Alex, the greatest producer in the history of the world. My name's Mike Sasson. If you see me, say hi. If you see Alex, say hi, but don't catcall. See you later. Bye.